10 Years of China's Belt and Road Initiative. Overview of what has been described as the world's most ambitious infrastructure project. China's Belt and Road Initiative is now 10 years old, having been launched in October 2013 by President Xi Jinping. It has been called one of the most ambitious infrastructure projects ever conceived. Since the inception of BRI in 2013, it is estimated that close to $1 trillion has been invested via the scheme. The BRI has mainly focused on developing nations. Africa was initially a major focus for BRI, but the amount of lending has declined. Chinese bank financing for African infrastructure projects fell from $11 billion in 2017 to $3.3 billion in 2020, according to a report by international law firm Baker McKenzie. According to China's Overseas Development Finance Database, managed by the Boston University Global Development Policy Center, this is the geographic distribution of Chinese overseas development finance commitments from 2008 to 2021. The top sectors for China's development finance are extraction and pipelines, transport, and power. This information also from China's Overseas Development Finance Database, managed by the Boston University Global Development Policy Center, shows China's overseas development finance by year, 2008 to 2021. We can see that the peak year was 2016, and since then there has been a steady decline in the number of projects that China is committing to. In the last 10 years, Chinese BRI finance has enabled some large-scale infrastructure projects to go ahead, such as railway lines in Nigeria, Ethiopia, and Kenya. Railway lines and associated infrastructure are among the most common of BRI-financed projects, with Nigeria, Ethiopia, and Kenya being three key railway projects. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. The project was launched in 2015 when Xi Jinping and Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif signed 51 agreements and memorandums of understanding valued at $46 billion. The goal is to transform Pakistan's economy by modernizing its road, rail, air, and energy transportation systems. Jakarta High-Speed Railway. The 142 km Jakarta-Bandung high-speed railway recently opened to the public. It was delivered late and over budget, but is the first high-speed rail in Indonesia. Hungarian-Serbian Railway. The project, aiming to help the two countries build logistics hubs and enhance the construction of infrastructure to boost economic development, will significantly shorten the traveling time for passengers and cargo from the two cities. BRI has been accused of leaving some countries with unsustainable levels of debts. However, since COVID-19 and worldwide inflation, China has shown itself to be more receptive to renegotiate the terms of loans. BRI has been seen as a way for China to exert political influence. An article by the think tank Chatham House articulated this well, saying, "There is no doubt that China's intention is also to make participating nations interdependent with the Chinese economy and thereby build economic and political influence for China. China has been providing finance and assistance to countries that really need it. From 2008-2021, Chinese DFI committed $498 billion in development finance, or approximately 83% of the $601 billion lent by the World Bank in the same years. China's BRI, facts and figures. 147 countries that have signed onto the BRI or expressed interest. 2021, when China committed to stop building coal-fired power plants abroad through BRI. Over 60% of European Union, EU, member countries have formally signed on to BRI with large Chinese infrastructure investment. 72. Of China's 100 borrowers, 72 borrow from the World Bank at greater or similar levels as China. For most borrowing countries, China appears to be a supplement for traditional development finance sources. $8 trillion. Estimate of China's expenses over the life of the BRI. And 7. In 2022, the leaders of the G7 nations pledged to raise $600 billion in private and public funds over 5 years to finance infrastructure in developing countries and counter BRI. What's the future of BRI? China has started changing its financing to a more small is beautiful approach that prioritizes smaller projects. The emphasis has also changed to focus more on cleaner energy projects, rather than projects that burn fossil fuels. According to data released by the Fudan University, a national public research university in Shanghai, focus is also shifting away from investment in pure construction and infrastructure projects towards new contracts in the mining and metal sector. Data from the university revealed that in the first half of 2023, investments as a share of BRI engagement in metals and mining reached a record 61%, marking the first 6-month period that construction contracts accounted for less than half the value of new BRI financing. The next decade will show to what extent BRI will drive green infrastructure, industry, and energy solutions. It will be interesting to see if any genuine competitors to it emerge, and, as time progresses, the long-term impact of BRI for the rest of the world will become clearer. Thank you for watching this video, which was made by the team at KHL, the global media business for the world's construction industry.